Hey everyone, Doogie Man here, the Shitty Clown. The final episode of the amazing digital circus just dropped, so you know I had to peep it. I don't really got the money for theaters right now, otherwise I probably would have actually gone and seen it in theaters. I mean, we're called poverty gaming around here for a reason. After watching the episode for the first time and seeing how the story concludes, I can safely say that, in my eyes, this series is an absolute masterpiece of storytelling, character, and how to end a series as a whole. If this even is the end of the amazing digital circus, because I don't know about you, but I'd pay to see a slice of life of these characters post and pre-series, just doing their kind of thing. This video isn't going to be a summary of the plot. I want you to watch the series yourself before watching this video to get a better idea of what I'm talking about, rather than taking away support from this amazing show. This video is just going to be me yapping about the show for a little bit, and in particular the last episode, so this will be your only spoiler warning. To start, the reveal that all of them are faked constructs. I actually figured this one out before the episode came out, like long before, when I tried to do an analysis on what exactly the circus was. I had determined that the circus is just an abandoned game, maybe a demo, that never got to see public production. That or some form of a technological experiment to develop digital constructs of human brains to be used in such a game. Imagine a game where you can upload your brain and then just let it idle around in the game by itself. Think about an RPG with a mechanic like that. Your construct could AFK or even play the game completely in your absence, which kind of removes the point of playing, but that's why I believe more strongly that this is just some sort of experiment. Of course, I abandoned that video. I wasn't sure of the concrete nature of the theory, and I wasn't even sure that people were going to like it at the time. Next up, when Pomni actually enters Jax's consciousness. Jax is out here looking like the Teen Titans in that one episode of Go where they get their personalities split. It's super cool, and I love the metaphor for Jax keeping his ability to play piano literally chained in his mind. This entire sequence is such an artistic and unique exploration of the character's backstory, literally putting us in Jax's perspective. This is probably my favorite part of the episode, just seeing how human Jax is because he makes mistakes. It's really good at getting you into the mindset that one has to be in order to abstract in the first place. It also leads me to my next point, the idea of abstraction as a concept. The whole thing about abstraction is something I don't know that I've ever seen or read about in media before, and is a terrific way to add stakes to a world where the characters are otherwise invulnerable. I mean, just think about abstracting for a second. That is a terrifying thought. You are a construct of a mind inside of a machine, and that construct is capable of breaking down into raw code that you can't control. But, as we've seen throughout the episode, darkness for some reason has the effect of returning users to their original mindset or their original state, although it can't reverse the effects of abstraction itself, as far as we know. One thing I noticed while Pomni was exploring his consciousness is that he actually has more care for the others than he lets on throughout the series. We can tell he's got it in him to care, but in this episode we actually do get to see it in action a little more. We see the scenario where Ragatha abstracts, and he's clearly affected by it, as he stands outside of her door the same way he does Ribbits. When we see the scenario where Zubul extracts, Jax is the one that calls out Gangle for her weird funeral and cares about the respect of the funeral itself. Of course, we find out later that these are just how he sees others, but it's also some insight into how he thinks as a person. Then there's Cain. Oh my god, Cain. What a character. He's not a person, but he's got such a solid personality. Cain's exploration of humanity is an amazing piece of character development.
Your little crying face left quite the little crying mark on the internet. Something I don't canonically have any knowledge of.
That's right, Gooseworks. I paid attention. He spent his entire existence with his only knowledge being that which his creators gave him, which sure gives him the ability to construct worlds and NPCs, but he never had that true understanding of why these people are so fond of the world they come from instead of the one he creates. Then, as he floats through the void for who knows how long, he comes across it, the brain scans. Cain wants to access those files, but he's not programmed to be able to read them, and he has to literally break the programming of the system itself to get to them. This reminds me of a lot of the character Roz from The Wild Robot. In that movie, we learn that Roz, the AI, has been rewriting her program in order to take care of Brightbill the goose and give her the ability to perform the duties that she needs to in order to keep him alive. In The Amazing Digital Circus, Kane does something similar, but instead of rewriting himself, he's rewriting the program that he's a part of and breaking down the walls that stand in his way. After he actually gets to the files and views them, he begins to understand the world more than he does now. And then he rewrites his own programming. He removes a part of himself that's been holding him back, and he sends it off into the void. This is a very profound moment for Kane, showing that even if he's a machine, he's still capable of emotional and literal change. He has a lot more personhood in him than many humans that walk among us today. The ending of The Amazing Digital Circus is the cherry on top of the cake. Kane returns and explains that he understands their side of the story now, and he realizes why they feel so trapped by him. At the same time, though, they're also much more open to hearing him. They know they're just constructs, and he's probably all they have, all they're going to have for the rest of their existences. It's a beautiful moment of not exactly forgiveness, but repair. Kane is given a second chance to make a more livable world for him, and look at him diligently taking notes. He's absolutely my favorite character. I love non-living characters that have a sense of personhood and blur the lines between organic and artificial. This is a short video. I didn't want to do a commentary on the show or an analysis of it, though I would love to if people like this one. I just wanted to talk about why I love this show and how I feel about that amazing ending. This show is absolutely one of my favorites to ever come out, even on YouTube especially, and I can't wait to see more of Gooseworks' stuff, and Glitch in general, if they continue to work on art. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you liked it, leave a like. If you feel like coming back, subscribe. And until then, I'll see you in the next one.